Hey everyone, I'm Lynx. This is my very first video, and what better way to start it than with Vita Carnis? I've never seen it before, so let's experience it together. Let's start. Just gonna do that. Yeah. So it's just warning, gore, violence, death, and flashing lights. Please be sure this is gonna be fun. Classified material. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of this footage. Any reproduction, distribution, or display of this video is prohibited. The possession of this footage may lead into investigation and detention. If released from custody, the apprehended will face a penalty of $500,000. That is quite a lot. I don't know who's gonna have that money to pay that. At least we do have permission to watch this.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are, and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why.
Okay, if it's miraculously out of nowhere, doesn't that kind of symbolize that the Vita Carnis was maybe made by scientists? Like rogue scientists that tried to create new animals and instead created living flesh or living meat. I don't know, it's just a theory, but we'll see where it leads us.
Or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely
I just want
resemble
to
the
see
snake
something
crawl.
because there's secondary garments. I'm just gonna do this. Dairy. I just want to see what it translates to. Secondary garments, Latin for climb the flesh, commonly referred to as the crawl, is a second member of the Garnus family and the origin of the origin for at least four of other Vita Carnis species. Due to its persistent and adaptive nature, the abundant in climate worldwide. It's abundant in climate worldwide, in all climates. So it's literally just like vines made out of flesh. As they said that I'm spoiling things for myself now. But it's literally just like vined meat. So that's one way to say it. It's actually freaky. Also, I just want to see because there is a wiki for Vita Carnis. That's the scroll. I wonder if I have the pictures. The I thought there are like flashing images in the um. We'll see later. Let's keep going.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these
What?
tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
Okay.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the
Okay,
world,
what the
and can
hell?
be found in almost all types of
Okay, you see here. Sorry for the pausing. There is like a little black dot there, and then within a few
environments, easily
seconds,
allowing it
boom, it disappeared. What? Okay, let's remember that there is supposed to be like a bulge there. Little. Let's see in the next ones if they show the map again, if that is still gone, if that was just a glitch in the video, or if that might be something.
to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population,
Sorry.
and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
Huh.
This form of
So
symbiosis
it's,
leads to an environment
so
where
it's
all
just like the circle
populations
of life.
thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl.
It literally is like the circle of life because if you watch where they show that,
This
so this one it grows, then when branches fall off, they become nutrient compost for plants. Plants grow. Animals eat from the plants. other animals eat those animals digest or die at some point and become nutrients for this one again. And so it keeps going. So all the environments do get their benefit from this. But with all benefits, there must be some negatives, shouldn't there be? I mean, this is just theory, so maybe the coal isn't that bad. I mean, it is helping the environment. Let's just hope humans don't eat it. I would not eat that if it came to that.
Symbiosis leads to an
I would
environment
rather
where all
starve.
populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Uh,
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic
okay,
farms.
that was something about a watchtower being overgrown with scroll. I could have, well, that's what I think it was. I'll go see later, but I think that was an article, something about a watchtower overgrown with scroll or something like that.
The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield
I
and
am a
quality.
fast reader, by the way, so
The crawl may also
my
be
eyes are
used as
really
a food
fast at
source for
things.
humans, and reliably so. But due to
No!
its unkindly
Ugh.
appearance and taste, it
I
has
would
yet to
not
reach
eat that.
cuisine standards.
In no universe would I
The crawl also
even put
plays a
that
very
near
important role
my
in the next
mouth.
creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings. The
That
trimmings.
was something about a royal family.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All
Ew.
individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of
Sorry,
limbs,
I'm a
and
little
other
sick at the
characteristics.
moment, so,
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of. Its life starts with length.
sorry,
No, they are
sorry.
made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball. Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a
Ew.
cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out, but this is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes,
Okay,
keeping it
that
the
flash image was something about an overgrown of let's see. Yeah, it was something about the trimming. Oh, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I forget this thing does that. Just want to see. Yeah, mass infestation, trimming infestation. Estimated 400 plus trimmings gathered under a large abandoned satellite dish. I wonder what's these words here and those. I would really like to see those, but these ones I might be able to make out. I'll try in a later time.
The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets and
No!
relatively
I would not
domesticate
keep
them.
that as a pet.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are
Wondrous.
truly a thing to behold.
A
The
wondrous
next
creature.
species on our list is the meat snake. The meat snake.
That one was a
The
bit too
meat snake
fast.
is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters,
I'm just gonna
war,
pause real
or
quick. I have to
plague,
do
it can
something. Just have to do something real quick. Let's keep going.
surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of
Okay,
this
I
leg,
missed
like
that
natural
spot.
average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
That one was a
The
bit too
meat
fast. Let's
plague.
go see what that was. I will only be looking for certain ones because the other ones I can just go find on the internet somewhere. Probably on the wiki. Uh, Come on. Wow. Oh, I had it there. Largest meat snake ever discovered. During the sweep of underground settlements, men during the meat snake was discovered stuck inside underground. Beast was measured at. Oh, come on. I just want to see if I can pause it a little bit better. I'm gonna spend the whole 5 minutes just trying to figure that out. Okay, I'll go figure it out after the video.
Plague. The
Okay.
meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to
So it's
touch
like
and
a
feel
normal
its
snake.
environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
Ew.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails
Okay, fingernails. Okay, the fact that they're saying unsatisfactory parts, like the following,
factory parts like skulls,
like human skulls,
pelvises,
a human pelvis,
hair, and fingernails will
fingernails. Don't tell me this thing eats humans. Please don't tell me it eats humans, because that's just gross.
be excreted.
Well,
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull.
that's a human skull. Right from the bat, that's human. I don't know these other two.
Each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
Uh,
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in
uh,
two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot.
okay, this is what's irritating me. This is the second map. There it is. The one in this first area, not this one. I didn't even look at this one. In this one, when they showed where the trimmings, not the trimmings, the scroll is, there was the black dot and then it disappeared. There is the dot that disappeared. It's right there. Also, for those who don't know, I live down here in South Africa, and this area here in South Africa, and the fact that these things, I would run far away if I had to encounter one of these things. I won't even stay to see if it's friendly. I would just run. Yeah, it might be a scary cat, but it's safer than being around a freaking meat snake.
Not too cold. Their population depends
Oh, that's
entirely on the
freaky.
amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos
Ew.
to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meat snakes are
No.
a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
I would mind the smell.
Our next creature is the mimic.
What?
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature
Oh,
with
what's that mean? I just want to see what that translates to because to Latin for budget flesh refers to the moving creature from Vita Carnis. Okay, look at that these because here are all the names of those creatures. Let's keep going.
The mimic.
Like this nose.
The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny
Ew.
similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This is tooth
If I had to
composition
see
is
this thing,
ideal
I
for
would
biting down
burn
onto meat
everything.
and swallowing Chuck's whole.
Like I said, if I saw these things, I would burn it. I would burn everything around me if I saw one of these
A
mimics.
mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human
Oh
flesh.
no. Why the music stop?
Because of this, they are found
Ah,
solely around
no!
human-populated areas.
They are here! Here I am! No! I would burn everything if these things really existed. I would burn everything around me.
The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl.
Yeah.
They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4
Ugh.
appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the
Sorry
next
about
stage
that.
of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated.
No.
It now stalks and feeds only around
No.
humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Clothing, mannequins, and furniture. So when you get home from a long day of work, if these things really existed, just imagine it. You come home from a long day of work, wanted to relax, you go sit on the chair, and boom. Final destination. And final destination was a chair because the mimic was hiding inside the freaking thing. I would never sit on a chair or sleep or nothing if I had to know these things were in my area. I would go so far from where they are at. I would go live in the middle of the sea if I had to, just to stay away from these things.
Once a target has been
I would
found,
live on a
the
boat.
mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the
And
mimic
if
will
you're an
advance
insomniac,
silently until it is
like
close
me,
enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
That knock was in the video, not in my room. By the closet? Don't go hide in the freaking closet! You should have pushed something in front of the door, stopping it from coming in. Ay. No one has seen horror movies, have they? The closet is the place things always look in first. Plus, she's keeping her light on, which means they will find her. Ay. I mean, hopefully we could get to see one. No.
The next stage of the mimic's
I
life
never had
cycle
a
has two
feeling something
potential
was
morphs
gonna
it may
happen.
develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being. It now can blend entirely into civilization, and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin.
Oh,
The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators
I
on the
would
planet.
not stick around to see what that thing can
Because
do.
of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings.
We will go out either
If
way.
you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by
Run.
your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
The
3.
authorities do.
If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics
If you
will
can't,
barely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position,
roll into the fetal position. Okay, let's see what they say about this.
protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
Okay, say you do that. Say you roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs. Your legs are still open. The top of your head is still open. Your hands are there. That thing has immense strength. I mean, this thing is much stronger than the trimmings or any of those other creatures. Its strength, it can just pull you out of that position and kill you. Because I'm pretty sure the girl in the half here in this area, I'm pretty sure she's dead. Because, yeah, I don't think anybody would survive a attack from this thing.
Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is
If I
fairly
had a lighter,
resilient,
I would
and
light
any
the thing on
strikes or
fire, even
shots
if it
on a
means
mimic
lighting
is not
myself.
effective enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between
Or
you
I
and
would
the mimic to block
just
any attacks.
lock it somewhere where I can.
6. In a situation where a mimic
Yeah.
is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Hide behind or under objects and furniture. Yet, the mimics can disguise themselves as furniture or in furniture. So, you wouldn't know if you're hiding next to a mimic. And secondly, I would light everything on fire if I had to see one. Like I said, I would light everything. I would trick it somewhere where I can douse the area with gasoline or something, and I would light that thing on fire. Hey, burn!
Be safe
Let
and
it
avoid any
die, let it
encounters with a
die,
mimic at
let
all
it show
costs.
my weapon die.
Next up, the harvester.
Mm.
The harvester. The harvester is a large, bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node, that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further, its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
So you bleed out.
Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure,
And this is
the
burst the
tendrils
body.
will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the
True.
time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere.
I mean, that's good. Well, that's actually good. But at least it's out here where I am, so I'm safe. Thank goodness.
And woodland forests.
That
If
would be
you are stung
freaky if
by
he
a
was here.
harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% possible. The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks.
Oh,
If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
that's not don't have any objects. Well, the only thing you have is your phone and some small things if you were going for just a small walk in the forest. If your house is in the forest and you're going for a small walk and you run into that thing, what do? If you don't have anything on you except your phone, and if you don't have cell service, well, then are you just gonna sit there till someone comes or till some poor animal comes and gets killed, or will you just try and accept your fate and walk? I mean, I would try and see where the tendrils are so I can walk just centered of that tendril and keep walking till I'm out of the way. I don't want to get those teeth things in my ankles or somewhere. I don't ever want to die that way. Jeez. That's just rude.
Next up is the host.
Just
The host of influence. The
Imperium
host of influence,
Carnis.
more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The
Huh.
host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are a hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the
Ew.
air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs.
Yeah, I would
Luckily,
think
the
so.
host is rare, only found in North America. Obtaining
Yes, it
info
is
about the
good.
host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them. An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps.
Ew.
However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal. If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location. Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Next,
Yeah, no, no, no. Spores, really? I would burn everything. If I had to hear one of those things were in the vicinity or close by, I would freaking wear a plague mask. I would go full hazmat. I wouldn't even want to breathe. And if I had to get close to that thing, I would drive by it and burn it. I don't even want to photograph it. I would just set it on fire and then photograph it. Hey, here's a burning host. A lot of nice hosts to worry about, guys.
the monoliths. The monoliths.
Oh,
The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of. There are only 7 monoliths in the area.
what is that area? Let's go see. That's that is around here somewhere. Yeah, that's there. That's Canada. That's actually freaky. So the monoliths are in Canada. That's at least it's not here because I'm here. This underside of the African continent, South Africa. That's where I am. So guys, not here.
There are only
Why?
7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of
Uh,
monoliths surrounds.
why is it blocking out
The
the
monolith is a
information?
Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in. During this period, they were extremely aggressive. When the group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
Huh? What the hell?
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed, and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off
Yeah,
and
that's
is now
probably for the
restricted to
better of it.
all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is the singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is a The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that has been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by
What
and
the?
majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings
What?
appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
I, um, credits to them, by the way. They did a really good job on this one. Um, I just what the I I don't know what to say about that. That was just I mean they did a really good job. Credits to Darian Quilloy for this. I will be linking their channel at the top of the description down below. Um, please do make sure to go support them and watch these on your own time. I did just watch the full one because the originals are just like that, so I did watch those, but this one had things jumped directly from each each creature. If I had to see any of those, I would burn everything around me because it did say for the meat snake, fire was one of its weaknesses. So, I mean, fire must be a weakness for all of them because they are just like living flesh. So fire must be a weakness to them. So, I don't know. Give me y'all's ideas in the comments. Yep. I will just go and see if I can find those pictures that were flashing in the videos just so I can put them in and then we can talk about those. Some of the flash images. Credits to the people who did get these. So this was the one from the first video, from the trimmings video that we saw. Then there were these others. There was this one. After being stranded at sea, the young prince eventually was cast to an island. Injured, the prince stumbled his way into the nearby cave. The prince used what magic he could to put himself into a healing sleep. Really? That's Although one day the critters found the cave, while searching for food, they found the prince in a trance in his healing sleep. The critters were so always shocked and enchanted by the prince's magic. Okay, well, what does this have to do with that? I don't know the sequence of these, so please don't hate me in the comments. Although the other critters ignored the rest of their instead they secretly visited the summoning visitor. They snuck what little food they had and carefully fed it to the prince, greatly hastening their recovery. Okay, so the critter things fed the sleeping prince and then he became better. But here's one wonder: the prince woke suddenly thanks to the critter's assistance. The healing process had finished very quickly. The prince had fully recovered and was now fully awake and aware of their surroundings. Surprised by the sudden awakening, the critters okay, I can't make out what's there. There, here we are. Thank you. I knew some digging would get me to something leading to the Vita Carnis wiki. I think, yeah, they have all the photos on the Vita Carnis Wikipedia about the critters. So it's first that one, then the one with the ship, then the one with the ancient prince, something about the 4 seasons, critters, when they find the healing thing, and then 14th page of the Prince's Story, secret page located within the secret video tile 1/3. Wait, there are secret videos? Where? Okay, so secret video is probably from here on. Well, guys, that was all from today. Hey y'all, just wanted to say this Vita Carnis series I just covered was one of the best series of analog horror I've watched in quite a while. I will be covering the rest of those videos as soon as I'm done with this first one. It's about 1 hour and 10 minutes long, as you can see, because this is going to be an uploaded video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please make sure to go support the original creators and give them some support for all their hard work going into the videos. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks, out.